Alrighty, so we have a set of dev notes out, and I've not really been active all that much this week because honestly, there's not much going on in the game. But, hopefully it'll kind of address that. And there is a collab next week, which I've seen a little bit of. I didn't make a video on it or anything, but Narberl seems mid, but Demiurge seems really strong, and I've seen so many people pointing out that the demon team isn't really even the demon team anymore, which is really ironic. But anyways, so let's get into this thing. So collab encore, the Overlord collab, a favorite of many of our knights, is returning. Why? Out of all the collabs, you say that this one is the favorite. I'm assuming because it made a lot of money. That would make a lot of sense. But Overlord was presented to our knights as a collaboration in October of 2023, which really wasn't that long ago. A lot of people have already pointed out that it's not even a year old yet, and they've brought it back, which is, I don't know whether that's a good or a bad thing, but based on KR and JP, many knights enjoyed the collab and have been showing further interest since, so we are happy to announce that the return of Overlord after 10 months. I think people have been wanting this to return because they want Albedo. I don't necessarily think people care that much about like the IP itself. Like, yes, there are fans of Overlord, I'm sure. I've watched Overlord and I thought it was pretty cool, but whether or not I was like, I gotta have Overlord in Grand Cross, I don't care. But Albedo is ridiculous as a unit, and so only makes sense that people would want to have that unit. You can enjoy previous content such as Overlord Underground Labyrinth and Event Deathmatch. New Overlord main characters will also be appearing. We have also prepared various rewards to celebrate the collab, so please enjoy the Overlord collab and get those rewards. So I'm pretty sure you get a free copy of Cocytus again. There's like 100 diamonds and a couple of free multis, I think. I haven't looked at it too much, but I don't know. I was looking at the characters more than anything. The new costumes are kind of cool too, I guess. They're all like moth themed, which is kind of a weird choice, I guess, but they look pretty good, so I guess I can't really complain. Updates for the second half of 2024. So, along with the news from Collab, we would like to talk about the direction of the remaining 2024 update currently being prepared by the development team. In the first half of 2024, we tried to change the way we operate in order to address monotony caused by familiarity. Okay. We have added a lot of details such as the Four Knights of the Apocalypse concept lobby, the redesign of the battle menu, and addition of the adventure log and the Book of Heroes, which is kind of funny because I'm pretty sure they're changing the battle menu again with this collab update. I think I saw that in like the bottom of the patch notes. So that's kind of funny. I like the way that it looks in the new screenshots that I've seen, but either way. We have also tried to change the way we operate in order to address monotony caused by familiarity. New updates and events such as the 5th anniversary Merlin's Laboratory, where you could check the record of knights, the special LP for knights who love the OSTs of the major heroes, and a global tournament where the best knights from each of the regions competed against each other, which all of that stuff was really cool. The Merlin's Labyrinth stuff was awesome, just being able to see your progress and everything. The OST, they actually gave me a physical copy of the vinyl, which I thought was super cool. And then the tournament was really fun too. I thought that it was really fun watching the tournament. So all of those things were actually really nice. Just community, stuff is great. In addition, in the process of updating the new heroes you are looking forward to, we tried to make changes to maximize the charm of new heroes along with more diamond rewards, the emergence of new starting grade UR heroes, and shortening the festival cycle. So the shortening of the festival cycle has been the big problem, I think, with a lot of people, and that's completely understandable. Like, yes, we're getting festival rewards for each of the festivals, which is good, don't get me wrong. But, for one, like 4 of the I don't remember how many it is specifically. I can think of 3 off the top of my head. We've got Gother, Thor, and Sabnak all this year, and those are all unknown characters, which Gother is mainly for the Sins team, but you can use him on the unknown team because rank up is so good. But unknowns are getting a crazy amount of love. I don't really care who comes out, but I just want more variety, even with the festivals being unknown, some of the non-festival characters are also unknown. So, like, we got Balder, who goes into the unknown team, or more than likely, he goes into the defense team now. But you have the new Merlin, who goes into the unknown team. Like, why is everything unknown right now? You know what I mean? And then with the collab, I figured I was going to be like, oh boy, 2 more unknown characters. And yes, they are unknown characters, but luckily Demiurge is slotting into the demon team, which is nice, but I don't know. Narbral's not really all that interesting, which I guess is a good thing. I don't really care for another like good unknown character right now, because I don't want to use the team anymore. Of course, as many knights liked some changes, there were also some inconveniences causing some knights to feel disappointed. Our development team has been listening to the various opinions of the knights and have continued to review the direction and change internally. In the second half of the year, we would like to gather feedback from these first half updates to tweak the lacking parts, improve the positive parts, and add new content for you to enjoy, some of which we would like to share with you in advance through this dev note. Okay, so that sounds pretty decent. I gotta be honest though, I mean, I've talked about it a little bit over the course of the last like 2 or 3 videos, but I don't have as much time to play this game anymore, and one of the big things is the weekly content. Like, it can be pretty rough, like trying to find time to do the weekly content. Like right now, the only thing I haven't done for my weekly challenges, or like weekly, what are they called? Weekly missions, is the Demonic Beast one. I have 0 drive to play Demonic Beast, and I could just take the easy way out and be like, okay, I'm just gonna fight the bird, lock in the bird for the week, and then who knows if I'll even beat floor 4, which it's actually not that bad. Like, if I actually have a decent chunk of time to do it, which most of the time ends up on the weekends now that I'm working throughout the week, it's okay. Like, I can wipe the stuff out in a day, but dedicating that whole day off to, well, it's not the whole day off, but you know, it takes too long to get through some of the stuff is kind of what I'm getting at. So I kind of hope that they can shorten things. I don't know. I get it. Like, I didn't see it before. Whenever I didn't, when I was able to spend as much time as I wanted playing the game, I was like, like, people are just, people just don't want to play the game. But it's not that at all. I want to play the game. And it's just, I don't know. Difference of perspective, of course, now that I am in a different spot. I completely get it. Reviewing the festival update cycle. Our team cherishes the opinions given by knights about the fast festival cycle held through the seasonal festivals in the first half of the year. In this first half update, we intended to make changes to give richer rewards in the form of seasonal festivals for the distribution of various rewards and growth materials. However, it was confirmed that knights had more difficulties than expected in the process. How do you not foresee that coming? I don't know, but I mean, wanting to give people more rewards is a good thing. Needing to do it through a special occasion or like a festival, not necessarily the best way to go about it. I mean, just ramp up rewards. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just make it to where stuff drops more, like, consistently, or like something like that. Just like buff rewards. Like, it doesn't have to be a special occasion to want to give people things. You know what I mean? Although growth materials and diamonds were distributed through the festivals in the first half of this year, we think that the burden due to the frequent release of festival heroes has been more problematic. Of course it has. Based on these opinions, we are discussing the future, or the direction of the current and future festival cycles once again, and we will do our best to promote changes. So, as far as I'm concerned, they talked about like the schedule or whatever, like wanting to change it up and like make things more interesting, I guess. Like, I don't think anyone really had any issues with the schedule that the game was on. Like, you could predict, like, we're getting a festival this month, we're getting a collab on this month, and this month. Like, it was, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think, if anything, I guess technically it's worse for them, money-wise, because you can be like, okay, there's a festival coming up soon. I'm not going to summon on any of these banners, because I know that there's something big around the corner, so they would lose money on certain banners. That would make the most sense to me. I'm sure that money is, like, a big priority for Netmarble, of course, but as far as like the schedule stuff goes, like I think people like the schedule. Like even before Global was as caught up as we were, and I'm glad we're not completely caught up because I get to see how good or bad the characters are before they even come to my version of the game. And yeah, some people are like, oh, like that ruins the hype, or I've had people tell me that I need to play JP so that way my channel can do better because I'm not being able to showcase the characters when they come out. I don't care. Like, I literally couldn't care less about any of that stuff. Like, I like making videos on the game and enjoying the content when it comes to the version that I'm on, and being able to see it beforehand is like a really nice thing for me as a player. Like, sure, content-wise, like, the channel probably could have done better. It's a hobby at the end of the day, really. So it doesn't really bother me or anything. Like, being able to see, like, oh, Narbryl's not that great. I now know I probably need to prioritize getting extra copies of Demiurge whenever the collab comes out. Like, just, like, small stuff like that can go a long way, especially for, like, the global player base. Like, global free-to-play players are in a decent enough spot to where they can be like, okay, new character's ass. Like, waiting for the next one kind of thing. So, there's pros and cons, of course. I don't think that the cons are big enough to really matter, in my opinion. Like, sure, some of the hype dies down a little bit, but I feel like it ramps up enough whenever the character comes to the version that you're playing that you can be like, okay, like, hey, this is exciting. I finally get my hands on the character. Like, I've seen this character do cool stuff. Like, I'm ready to summon kind of thing. I don't know. Just perspective, of course, but either way, relieving fatigue by organized existing content. Yes, please. Oh, I see Demonic Beast in here. Let's go. Grand Cross has been with Knights for a long time and has worked hard to provide new content to give you a variety of fun. No matter how interesting the content is, the more it is repeated, the more boring it may become. Ooh, you hit the nail on the head with that one. So we feel that providing new content is necessary to continue on with Knights for a long time, which that's fair. You don't want to do the same thing for 4 years in a row. Like, I'm glad that they've added new game modes and stuff like that, and even like new Demonic Beasts from time to time can be nice, but like the longevity and like annoyances of the fights really stick in there, which make you not want to play it kind of thing. However, this year we will focus on reorganizing and simplifying the existing content through updates until the end of the year, as a lot of the content that Knights need to challenge and play regularly, such as Demon King Battle, Ratatasker, and Transcendent Demonic Beast. We will introduce some changes we are prioritizing through this dev note. Okay, so I mean, hey, that's kind of good. Like the Demonic Beast stuff in general, like they're saying Ratatasker, you know, I think they realize that Ratatasker takes forever. People aren't super happy with the Demon King battle right now, which is fair. I don't have too many issues with it, but I also am not like, I'm not an overindulger. Even though I have the SSR coins to spend on reopening that thing, if I'm not feeling like it, I'm not messing with it. Like, yeah, I'm indifferent to it. Like, I'm at a good enough spot with my box that I do not care if I need to push, you know, or min-max or whatever. Like, sure, that's nice, but not me. Like, it's not for me. Like, I don't I don't care one way or another. Ratatasker definitely takes way too long. Hope that they can sort of shorten some of that, which it's pretty typical for them to sort of like nerf or like balance a demonic beast like a couple of months into their life cycle. Like, they'll do some nerfs or whatever to some of the fights or like some of the phases on each floor, and that probably will help a lot. I think it's about time for a Ratatasker one. There's still not that many relics for Ratatasker, so hopefully they'll give us some more relics soon. But for the moment, I haven't fought Ratatasker in like 3 weeks, and it's just because, for one, I don't have the time for it, and two, I know that the fight is really annoying, and I just don't want to play it. I think I have enough relic materials to make 3 Ratatasker relics right now, and I'm like, okay, like, if a new one comes out, I'll try to do it 2 weeks in a row to make sure that I can get another one, but as far as I'm concerned, like, the fight sucks, man. It sucks. And Transcendent Demonic Beast. So I don't think the Transcendent Demonic Beast stuff is too bad, really. Like, I mean, the way that it's set up, it's kind of annoying that you have to beat floors 1 through 4 or 1 through 3. Even though they got nerfed, it's really easy to beat those floors and everything. But I don't know. It'd be nice if I could just, you know, like beginning of the week, I'm like, okay, I just want to get straight into the farming on it if that's what I want to do, and move on kind of thing. Like, I don't want to have to fight the first 3 floors. It doesn't even take long. It takes like 10 minutes with my account or less. But knowing that I'm like, I just want to fight floor 4. You know what I mean? And I think you got to respect the player base in that sense. It's a phone game at the end of the day. And I know some people really prioritize playing it on the phone. I'm lucky enough to where I play it on the computer in like my free time, but if I was like out and about and I'm like, okay, I got to pull up my phone real quick, I want to just, mess around with the game while I can. Like if I'm like, okay, I want to fight, floor 4 of the bird, but I haven't fought floors 1 through 4. Like that's 10 minutes that I might not want to spend right there, like on the spot, kind of doing that kind of thing. And I get it. I think phone games should be, very fast, like very accessible, like easy to pull up and put down, at any time. So I think that's the key. But obviously, you got to make sure that all of your players are happy, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot more to it than that. It's not so simple. I get it. Anyways, revamp of Training Grotto. Training Grotto has been one thing that a lot of people really don't like. I don't mind Training Grotto. I have no qualms with Training Grotto. It's not exciting, but the rewards are good enough to where I'm like, okay, I need to do Training Grotto. Like, I don't know, UR gear is important, so I don't mind Training Grotto at all. But although the Training Grotto is a regular content that we have updated in the past, it still carries many inconveniences. Since it has been with us for a long time, many knights have been or have gotten used to it, but we are thinking about a way to make the content a little bit more convenient to complete than before. Okay, in line with this, the development team is currently preparing to apply the feature to auto-clear the entire Training Grotto battle at once if certain conditions are met. The update is planned for September. Okay, so in the coming months, or like next month, this like tomorrow, it's August 31st, not tomorrow, but sometime within the next month, you'll auto clear the whole thing. And that actually, that sounds nice. Like I said, it's not necessarily like fun content. You can make it fun, but it's up to you as a player to do that. Like I can set like fun and challenging teams for myself to fight on the Gold Amber stages if I want to. But why would I want to, kind of thing. Like, if you leave it up to the player, they're going to take the path of least resistance every time. So that sounds nice, I guess. I don't know. If they were actually wanting to make it interesting, like, get rid of Training Grotto, put those rewards in a new, like, more interesting game mode or something, I don't know. At least that would be fun for a little while until people got bored of the new game mode, but who knows? Whatever you guys want to do. Improved method of obtaining Hero Arena rewards. Okay, I just did Heroes Arena earlier for the week. Waited all the way till Saturday, but it is what it is. So, interested in this one. Heroes Arena is designed to allow knights who are not a part of the knighthood to indirectly, or not a part of the knighthood Guild Wars, to indirectly experience the knighthood competition. And knights who are participating in the knighthood competition to earn hero growth materials by playing lightheartedly. Lightheartedly. It is pretty lighthearted, I'll be honest. Like, comparing it to actual Guild Wars, I can beat, with the enemies in Heroes Arena having a set CC, and I can beat that CC even on the highest difficulty. There are times where, like, I screw up and I just play stupid and then I lose a hero and have to reset the tower. But I can beat all 3 towers with 1 team each, and it's not always a stomp, but it's pretty much a stomp. And I know that that's a luxury because I've worked on my account so much and I have high box CC and Constellation and stuff. But I guess I can see that. It's definitely, like, lighthearted. Whether or not that's, like, a selling point, like, hey, do you want to experience Guild Wars but really easy? Like, I don't know, but it's an okay game mode. I like the rewards from it, I guess, and you need to have a way to get LR seals, so whatever. However, we realize that the long season-based format and having to earn rewards by clearing all defense towers are relatively exhausting, and we are planning to resolve them subsequently. Okay, or sequentially, sorry. First of all, we will adjust the reward acquisition method. Even if you do not clear all the enemy towers in the league, we will ease the reward criteria so that you can get different rewards according to your progress. Accordingly, we will change the difficulty selection to be more convenient. In the future, we will also gradually improve the event period. We will let you know about the improvements when it is updated. Improve the event period. I'm not 100% sure what they mean by that. Like, I don't know if they're like, okay, we're going to add more time to it, or they recently, with this newest season, they took a week away. It used to be 6 weeks. It's 5 weeks this season. which is a bit weird because I do want some of the extra materials other than the LR seals, and I felt like I had to be really choosy about the ones that I grabbed, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. But I actually like this part. Like, if you're, say you want to try, like, say you have, like, 2 teams that can beat the highest difficulty, but your other team just isn't quite there, or you're just having, like, really bad luck with it, or maybe you just get fed up with it, and you're like, okay, like, I don't want to do this anymore, like, this team just can't fight this the way that I want it to, or, like, this team ends up shutting me down, and I just can't beat the tower, like, I've run out of units. Being able to just be like, okay, you beat 2 towers, or even, like, 2 towers and 3 teams out of the 3rd tower, if it's like, okay, like, you earned 85% of the rewards because of that. Like, that would actually be really nice. Like, because currently, unless you beat all 3 towers, I don't think you get any rewards. Like, I mean, you get the rewards for, like, challenging the teams and stuff like that from the little bar thing, but I don't think you can get, like, the full set of rewards unless you beat all 3 towers on a difficulty, and that could be a nice, like, little incentive for people to, 1, try higher difficulties, and 2, like, you know, not feel like they have to do it if they don't want to, kind of thing. I mean, I guess. I don't know. That seems like a nice change, I think. Demon King Battle in X play. I don't know what that means. Or, like, maybe in X as in, like, the amount of times you play it. The Demon King Battle has been designed to give a sense of accomplishment by neutralizing the Demon King and clearing the stage using additional or conditional cards that the Demon King presents depending on the situation. Through this, we also added a new growth factor called True Awakening, and we wanted to give Knights a fun and growing experience. However, we felt that in order to achieve the goal and upgrade all the heroes released after upgrading the heroes currently in use, a lot of repetitive playing of the Demon King battle would be required, causing more fatigue than satisfaction. I definitely think that's true. For me, I don't think True Awakening is really good enough to want to grind it. Like, it's like, okay, you get 1000 CC, which is good, and then you get 10% damage reduction, which is good. Don't get me wrong, that's good, but it's not like a make or break. Like, if there's, like, very rare situations where I'm like, man, if I would have had True Awakening, I would survive that hit. But for the most part, like, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where it's like not a big enough upgrade to where I care enough about it. And I think that goes for the new Holy Relic upgrades as well with the Transcendent Demonic Beast stuff. Currently, it doesn't bother me enough that I don't have my relics upgraded to want to grind that. So if the reward isn't there, grinding it doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I mean? Based on these issues, we are planning to increase the number of times the Memory Crystal Box rewards can be obtained, depending on the number of coins that can be registered during gameplay, so that Knights can obtain Memory Crystals faster with fewer repetitions. Okay. I actually kind of like that. So currently with me, my situation, I've got like 40 plus SSR coins just sitting in the stash. I don't want to fight Demon King 40 plus times. So if they're like, okay, you can register all 40, doubt. Highly doubt. X for doubt. If more than likely, it's like if you want to spend 5 coins to get 5 runs worth of rewards off of 1 run, which sounds like something that they would do, that would actually alleviate a lot of the issue. Because being able to get 5 for 1 on a run, actually really good. So I like that idea a lot, actually. So that sounds like a pretty decent way of, like, improving the grind without, like, ruining the game mode kind of thing. Because I do think that the game mode is actually cool. Like, obviously, it's gotten to the point where people just use very specific teams that can farm it very easily, but that happens with everything. So I actually like the idea behind that one. This part is also being prepared to be rolled out as Knights, or 2 Knights as soon as possible via an update in September. Okay, so this is another thing that should be happening pretty soon. I like that. That sounds good to me. Next section is addition of new contents and revamp of existing contents. Okay, got a couple of things here. This one's long. So I'm glad that they're addressing a lot of, like, stuff. What are we at? 24 minutes? Man, this is gonna suck to upload. As we mentioned earlier, in addition to reducing the fatigue of existing content, we would like to briefly introduce you to new content planned to provide a more diverse variety and new fun through changes to existing content. Revamp of the Underground Labyrinth. Okay. It's been a while since the launch of the Underground Labyrinth, which offered a roguelike style of gameplay. In the case of the seasonally operated Underground Labyrinth, depending on the collab and regular season, we have adjusted it to give a slightly different experience by changing the composition of the depths or changing the passive. However, we felt there were limitations due to the overall system. In the second half of this year's update, we are preparing to add a selection of difficulty, ranking, and new panels to give knights a little more fun in their experience targeting the Underground Labyrinth. That's really interesting. Having like a difficulty for it. So like, I can only assume they're gonna lock higher rewards behind higher difficulties. But I don't know. It would be nice if it was just like, okay, like for players who don't have that many heroes to choose from, that always ends up being like a point of contention for the game mode. If it's like, okay, well, I can just play on like easy mode to beat the labyrinth and then just farm it like everybody else does after that. Like that would actually be really nice. But I don't know. We'll have to see how they kind of organize the rewards with this system. But it sounds interesting. I like options, so that's nice. The reorganized Underground Labyrinth will allow knights to challenge higher tier or higher level labyrinths as they choose, and will prepare knights for the honorable challenge and fun of competition through rankings based on results. I don't know what they mean by rankings necessarily, but we hope that this opportunity, or this will be an opportunity for other knights to show off their experience in clearing the Underground Labyrinth. We will provide you with more details and schedules and separate announcements. Okay, so this one's probably not coming as soon, but kind of interesting. New minigame, Percival's Adventure. We will be adding a new minigame to provide a fresh experience. What minigame? We are preparing a minigame based on the familiar gameplay loop you can enjoy, and you can enjoy a new Four Knights of the Apocalypse theme. Of course, as many knights have said recently, we will prepare to introduce the hurdle for obtaining rewards without forcing a certain game every day, which can be a burden. This one confuses me. We hope that the minigame will help the knights enjoy the Four Knights of the Apocalypse a little more. I don't know what they mean by minigame. Like, are they talking about just like a little like event, like a spin event, or like an event boss battle or something like that? I don't think so. When they say minigame, the first thing I think of is Hawk Run, which is that stupid little like hawk collecting the coins, jumping, like rolling mini game that you played in the very first like month of playing the game because you're like clearing stages and stuff. I don't know what they mean by this, but the fact that it says prepare to introduce the hurdle for obtaining rewards without forcing a certain game every day. I guess, like, that sounds good, I think. I'm just confused by this one. Reorganization of Event Boss Battle. Okay, the Event Boss Battle is a key event feature that comes along with our other major events. However, knights who remember the first appearance of Kimara and Malik would remember their difficulty, which was different from today's. Definitely, they've definitely aged out a lot. In the early days, the event bosses aimed for a balance that even high-level knights and new knights could enjoy through each difficulty, but we think it became a simple content focusing solely on obtaining rewards through repeating the same process. Definitely is the case. Our development team wants to reignite the excitement of past knights who challenged the event bosses in the early days, finding and sharing strategies. We would like to apply a method that can challenge knights depending on the level of growth with a slightly more difficult level than before and allow them to earn event rewards faster. So it sounds like they're just going to come out with like hell difficulties for each of the bosses or something like that. Could be kind of nice, I guess. Sounds like something not terrible, maybe. Of course, we are preparing so that we don't deviate from the direction of the event that all knights should be able to participate in. Yeah, you want to make it... The key is balancing it to where new players and old players have fun with the content. That's the tough part. We are preparing the above for an update in October, okay, so 2 months away, so that knights can experience a higher challenge that also brings faster completion of the event. So that... I don't know if that necessarily confirms that there's going to be a festival in October. It sounds like it. Hopefully, September will be at least like, I don't want it to be dry necessarily. Like, I don't want it to be like the most boring month of all time, because the game has been kind of boring lately. But we really need a little bit of a break from a festival. Give us some like fun characters, like Baldur, for example. Pretty fun as a character. A 600 banner Baldur, like being able to, like, a unit being able to revive the defense team, top tier in my book. Not every character has to be like overpowered, of course, but just like give us a character that's fun to play with, not something that's just like, here's another crappy unit for your, typical team kind of thing. Like, give us like a fairy that's like good enough to bring the fairy team back or something, without being like completely broken and like ruining the meta. You know what I mean? Because there's like counterplay to Baldur by like just not attacking into him. I don't know. I'm yapping at this point. Addition of challenge coin in Visel Fight Festival. So this actually got added in the collab update I seen. So we think the Visel Fight Festival is among most important events for the Grand Cross. It is an attractive content where we can get diamonds every week through Fight Festival Normal, which is ungeared, and compete for your growth and strategies through the Fight Festival Elite and ranking matches. Up until this point, during the non-ranking seasons, Knights couldn't receive any rewards even if they played the ranking matches. However, for those Knights who enjoy playing ranking matches, we would like to provide you with a small reward that will incentivize you to play. We will add Challenger coins to the Visel Fight Festival ranking match rewards in an update in early September, which, that's for us. It's already in the game, if I'm not mistaken, due to the collab update. You will be able to exchange them for new artifact cards and costume enhancement materials with Challenger coins, which you can get along with the existing Fight Festival coins from the Fight Festival Elite. We hope that many players or people will enjoy the Fight Festival more. So it's crazy to me that it took them this long to add like a decent reward for Fight Festival, like geared PvP. Because like it really is like once I'm done with ungeared PvP, like yes, I do push for Challenger each week, but it's mainly just to get the Fight Festival coins each week, and like there's not even really anything good in the Fight Festival shop. Like I'm literally just saving, making sure that I have 10,000 each week so I can buy the new card when it comes out for the new Demonic Beast that eventually gets a card set. And I had 20,000 coins on me whenever the new like cards came out. Like they released 2 PvP cards at the same time, which means you had to have double the amount that I normally try to have. But the Fight Festival shop is just so like whatever that I have like no interest in. Like I forget that I can even buy stuff from it. It's so mediocre. So like yeah, like I could have been min-maxing, getting like anvils and stuff from it over the past like months that I've been saving coins, but the Fight Festival shop sucks. So there was really no incentive to play. So hopefully this new shop will be okay. Like having to play in Challenger, it also like it could be good. Like YouTuber wise, it could be good because now people might actually be playing in Challenger difficulty. It was like a death sentence for me to like try to push into Challenger, but like if a new character came out and there was a lot of fun teams that I wanted to try, and I got to my ranking matches in geared PvP, I'd either have to throw to make sure that I stayed in champion, so that way I could fight real players, or I'd have to just bite the bullet, move into Challenger, most likely fight bots the whole time. Like hopefully it'll help in that sense, and people will actually be playing PvP in Challenger. That actually sounds kind of nice, but wild to me it took them this long to do something about it. In addition to the reorganization of existing contents mentioned earlier, we are preparing to introduce the new PvP content with new rules that all Knights can enjoy, minimizing the burden on the game. That's good. And the new PvE content in the second half of the year. So as soon as the details are finalized, we will share details again via the dev notes. So okay, that sounds cool. So last thing here is improved battle menu. The battle menu is the most used interface by many Knights, and we feel it plays an important role in providing quick access to all content. Recently, with the addition of seasonal content, the battle menu has been reorganized to focus on the most important content, but this has resulted in some missing content due to the limitations of the screen and content placements. In particular, the brawl. Okay, I'll be honest. I'm like one of the two people who was like, oh man, they got rid of the brawl button, but you literally just hit the PvP button and walk over there. It's not a big deal. In particular, the brawl, even though it is a regular content, I would not call it regular content because no one really is playing brawl. Like, it's like, okay, like I'm just gonna run my 5 matches if I even remember to, and then move on. I'm sure some people do actually play brawl and like try to work on their teams and stuff like that. But like I play brawl, but it's because I actually think the rewards are fun and good. Anyways, has had its access button removed from the battle menu, causing the inconvenience of entering the Visel Fight Festival and moving to the brawl area. Oh god. I mean, I'm glad they're adding it back. I'm over-exaggerating here. In addition, the seasonal battle menu is also difficult to intuitively check whether it is running. So through this organization, the seasonal battle menu, such as the final boss battle, Underground Labyrinth, and Heroes Arena, will be relocated separately at the top so that Knights can check the progress of the seasonal content at a glance. So yeah, I did see that in the screenshot. It's basically final boss, Underground Labyrinth, Heroes Arena. They're all at the very top, and then the rest of the battle menu is right below it, and it's been like sort of like reorganized, which looks pretty good in my opinion. So I can't hate on that. I like UI improvements and stuff like that, so I'm pretty happy with it. I'll get used to the stuff. Brawl button coming back, baby. Anyways, in this dev note, we talked about the planned update direction until the second half of the year. This note has become lengthy because we are preparing to change and reorganize content in several directions. The aforementioned content will be updated sequentially through the end of the year, and will provide more details in the maintenance notes and dev notes. To repay the Knights who continue to enjoy and love us, our development team will also try to improve the 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross by listening to your opinions, which is really a good thing. I mean, I know a lot of people see these dev notes and they're like, hey, like I literally saw a Reddit post the other day and it was like, hey, like new nothing burger of an update just dropped. Like, read through all the stuff that they say they know is wrong but never do anything about. And I mean, I think that they're working on it, you know. It's just like, from my understanding, and it's not a good understanding of game development, like I'm sure the devs working on the game care a lot about it and want it to succeed and want to do good for the player base, because you know that's who they're making the game for. But Netmarble as a publisher is like, they have guidelines and restrictions that they have to follow, or that the devs have to follow, and like I'm sure that they would want the game to be as like fun and accessible and like whatever as possible, but like trying to work around things is hard sometimes, and I don't know, I'm cutting them a little bit of slack. Like I said, I've said it 1,000 times, I still enjoy the game. I'm glad that they're working on updates and stuff like that. So all of this stuff sounds pretty good to me. I think I'll be excited when it comes out. I've had a little bit of a lack of motivation with the life change recently, so hopefully cool stuff will happen and I'll feel like really like playing the game a lot more in my free time. So either way, thanks so much for watching. This was long, but have a good day. I'll see you guys. I don't know if I'm going to do an update video when the patch notes come out, because they release them on Sunday. Well, actually, I'm off Monday for Labor Day, so I'll definitely go over the collab patch notes. I'm gonna hold myself to that. So either way, I won't be doing live streams or anything because it's on a Monday night and I have to work on Mondays and Tuesdays most weeks. So who knows how things will go. Videos are sporadic, but I appreciate you guys hanging out nonetheless. So thanks for watching. See you later.